Imagine holding a penny in your hand, something so small, so ordinary, that you barely give it a second thought. It jingles in your pocket, rolls across your desk, or sits forgotten in an old jar on your shelf. But what if I told you that one such penny could instantly transform your life? That right now, without you even knowing it, you might be holding a coin worth a staggering $3.4 million. This is the story of the lucky 1972 Lincoln penny, the coin that could make you rich overnight. Our journey begins in 1972, a year when the United States Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of Lincoln cents for circulation. The design was familiar: Abraham Lincoln's proud profile on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But among those countless ordinary coins, a tiny handful were different. These rare pennies were born out of an extraordinary minting mistake, a flaw so small the average person might never notice it. But for coin collectors, that flaw is the golden ticket. This rare 1972 penny is known for what experts call a double-dyed verse. Under close inspection, you can see Lincoln's profile and the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1972, appearing slightly doubled. It wasn't intentional. It was the result of a rare error during the die-making process. A normal penny in 1972 was worth exactly 1 cent. But a double-die obverse? That's like finding a 4-leaf clover made of pure gold. For years, these pennies passed from hand to hand without anyone realizing their true worth. They paid for candy, sodas, newspapers, and bus fares. They jingled in cash registers, traveled in tip jars, and hid away in piggy banks. Some of them were lost forever in the shuffle of daily life. But a lucky few were discovered, examined, and recognized for the priceless treasures they truly were. Today, the rarest and most pristine examples of the 1972 Lincoln penny have reached jaw-dropping values in the collector's market. One of the finest known specimens was recently valued at an unbelievable $3.4 million. Imagine, a coin you might overlook on the street, a coin you might have sitting in an old box, could buy you a mansion, luxury cars, and financial freedom for the rest of your life. Collectors all over the world dream of finding one. Some search through rolls of pennies from banks. Others check every coin they get in change. There are even stories of people finding these rare pennies in their grandparents' old coin jars or tucked away in dusty drawers, forgotten for decades. The moment of discovery is electrifying. Your heart races, your hands shake, and your mind spins with the possibilities. But here's the reality. To cash in on a coin like this, you need to know what to look for. First, check the date, 1972. Then look very closely at the lettering on the front of the coin. If you see clear doubling on the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the numbers in the date, you might just have struck gold. Condition matters too. The closer it is to mint condition, the higher the value. Professional grading services can authenticate and appraise your coin, turning your pocket change into a verified multimillion-dollar asset. The story of the lucky 1972 Lincoln penny is a reminder that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. It's proof that fortune doesn't always come in the form of winning lottery tickets or striking oil. Sometimes it comes in the shape of a small copper coin, passed from hand to hand, waiting for the right eyes to notice. And when it does, it can change your life forever. So the next time you hold a penny, don't dismiss it as worthless. Look closer. Examine every detail. Because for all you know, you could be holding history, and with it, the key to unimaginable wealth. The lucky 1972 Lincoln penny is out there, and maybe, just maybe, the next one will be found in your own pocket. In the world of coin collecting, some treasures hide in plain sight. Every day, millions of people pass them by without a second thought, small copper coins jingling at the bottom of a pocket, resting in the palm of a cashier, or gathering dust in an old jar at home. But what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking coins could change your life forever? That one penny, a coin you might already own, could be worth an unbelievable $3.1 million. This is the story of the 1969 D. Lincoln penny, a small piece of American history that could turn an everyday person into an overnight millionaire. It's not just a coin, it's a legend in the world of numismatics. And if you're holding one, you might just be holding your golden ticket to financial freedom. Let's take a step back in time. The year was 1969. The United States was in the middle of great change. Man had just walked on the moon, music was being revolutionized by Woodstock, and the Lincoln cent, a coin first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, was still an essential part of daily life. Millions of them rolled off the minting machines in Denver, Colorado. Among those millions, a few special coins were struck, coins that would someday command jaw-dropping prices in the collector's market. The 1969 D penny doesn't look unusual at first glance. It's made of copper, it has Lincoln's profile on the front, the words, "In God We Trust." Above his head, Liberty, to the left, and the date 1969 with a small D mint mark under it, indicating the Denver Mint. But here's where the magic happens. Some of these pennies contain rare minting characteristics that make collectors go wild. You see, in the world of rare coins, condition, rarity, and unique errors can drive value through the roof. The 1969 D penny that fetched more than $3 million wasn't just a random coin. It was a coin that survived more than half a century in pristine condition, untouched by the scratches, dents, and wear of circulation. For a coin minted in the 60s to remain in nearly perfect condition is almost a miracle. That alone makes it worth thousands. But combine that with a unique error or variety, and you've got something truly priceless. Now imagine the scene, a coin collector attending a prestigious auction. The bidding starts at thousands, quickly climbing into the hundreds of thousands. The room is electric, every bidder's eyes locked on this small copper disc under the spotlight. By the time the final hammer falls, the price has soared to over $3 million. The room erupts in applause, and the lucky owner walks away with life-changing wealth, all from a coin most people wouldn't bend down to pick up. What makes this even more exciting is that the 1969 D. Lincoln penny is still out there. It's not locked away in some government vault or museum. It's hiding in drawers, sitting in piggy banks, lying at the bottom of old coffee tins in attics and basements. Right now, you could have one in your home and not even realize it. That's why coin collectors and treasure hunters are constantly searching, because the next lucky find could happen anywhere, to anyone. So, what should you look for? First, check the date, 1969. Then look closely for the D mint mark under the date, which stands for the Denver Mint. Examine the coin's condition. If it looks crisp, sharp, and free from major damage, you may have something special. And finally, if you suspect you've found a rare one, don't rush to spend it. Instead, have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. They can confirm its authenticity and help you determine its true value. Think about it. How many pennies have you ignored today? How many have you let slip through your hands without a second glance? That's the beauty of this story. Every single coin you encounter has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. The 1969 D. Lincoln penny is proof that a fortune could be hiding in the most unexpected places. Imagine waking up tomorrow, reaching into an old jar of coins, and pulling out a piece of copper that turns you into a millionaire overnight. It's not just a dream, it's a possibility. And while the chances might be slim, the reward is beyond imagination. So, the next time you hear the clink of change in your pocket, remember this story. Remember that the next legendary coin could be right there, waiting for someone with a sharp eye and a bit of luck to recognize its true worth. Because in the world of rare coins, one lucky find can rewrite your future. The 1969 D. Lincoln penny, $3.1 million. Still in circulation. Still waiting. Will you be the one to find it? In the world of coins, there are stories that sound too unbelievable to be true. Stories where something as small and ordinary as a 1-cent penny can turn into a fortune. Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting tales in coin collecting history, a story about the humble 1968 Lincoln penny, a coin that you could still find in everyday circulation, yet one rare version of it could make you an overnight millionaire. We're talking about a current market value soaring to an astonishing $3.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single cent turning into a life-changing treasure. Picture this. You're going through your loose change, maybe counting coins for a coffee, maybe checking the jar that's been sitting in your kitchen for years. And there it is, a brownish-red coin, slightly worn from decades of passing through countless hands. You might not think much of it at first. It's just a penny, right? But what if this penny held a secret? What if this tiny piece of copper was one of the rarest 1968 Lincoln pennies ever made, the kind that serious collectors would pay millions to own? The 1968 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Millions rolled out of the presses, destined for pockets, cash registers, and dusty drawers across America. But among these millions, a microscopic fraction came out different. It might be a rare proof coin that slipped into circulation. It might be a minting error, where a tiny flaw during production created a one-of-a-kind piece. These differences, invisible to the casual eye, are exactly what makes certain coins priceless to collectors. Some of these 1968 pennies are worth only their face value, but the lucky ones, oh, they're the ones that turn ordinary people into legends. Imagine a coin struck with a double die obverse, where the date and lettering are slightly doubled, a tiny clue that this penny is no ordinary cent. Imagine a mint mark misaligned, or a unique composition, or even a proof coin never meant to leave the mint, somehow slipping into a bank roll. These are the quirks that drive collectors wild, sparking bidding wars that push prices into the millions. Now let's talk about the jackpot. A verified rare 1968 Lincoln penny, with the right combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand, has been sold for a mind-bending $3.3 million. This isn't some urban legend whispered in the back of a coin shop. This is real money, real auctions, real people who have cashed in big. Think about it. A coin you might find in your change could be worth more than a luxury home, more than a Ferrari, more than some people make in a lifetime. And here's the wildest part: these coins are still out there. They weren't all locked away in private collections decades ago. Some are hiding in coin jars, in old piggy banks, in boxes of forgotten belongings. Some could be sitting in your wallet right now. The reason? For most of their lives, these rare pennies look just like any other. The average person wouldn't know the difference without a magnifying glass and a keen eye. If you want to hunt for one of these life-changing treasures, you need to know what to look for. First, check the date, 1968. Next, check the mint mark just below the date. The most valuable varieties are usually from the San Francisco Mint, marked with a tiny S. But certain Denver and Philadelphia coins with minting errors can also be worth a fortune. Look for doubling in the letters of Liberty, or I in God We Trust, and in the numbers of the date itself. If you see it, even slightly, you could be holding something special. Condition matters too. In the coin world, collectors pay a premium for coins in pristine condition, graded as mint state, or proof. That means little to no wear, clear details, and sharp edges. But even circulated coins with the right error or rarity can still command life-changing prices. Think of the stories behind these coins. A factory worker in 1968 unknowingly placing a misstruck penny into a batch. A bank teller slipping a rare proof penny into a roll of regular change. A young child spending one on candy in the late 60s, never imagining it would one day be worth millions. Each coin has a journey, and yours could end in the hands of a collector willing to pay more than you ever thought possible. The truth is, finding one of these pennies is like hitting the lottery, but unlike lottery tickets, the search is free. All you need is curiosity, patience, and a sharp eye. Every time you handle a penny from the 1960s, every time you sort through change, every time you open an old jar of coins, you have a chance to strike gold, or in this case, copper. So next time you see a 1968 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Hold it up to the light. Look closely. Because that little coin in your hand could be your ticket to an overnight fortune, a $3.3 million piece of American history. And who knows? You could be the next person whose story inspires thousands of other treasure hunters to start looking. Remember, great fortunes have been made from the smallest discoveries. The 1968 Lincoln penny proves it. So check your pockets, check your drawers, and start your hunt today. Your millionaire moment could be just one lucky penny away. In the world of coins, there are stories that sound too good to be true. Stories that make you wonder if luck, fate, and a little bit of history can turn an ordinary piece of change into a life-changing treasure. And today, we're diving deep into one of those stories, the tale of the 1965 Lincoln penny that could be sitting quietly in your pocket, your old coin jar, or even hiding in plain sight in your desk drawer, and could be worth an unbelievable $2.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny turning someone into a millionaire overnight. Let's rewind the clock to 1965. America was buzzing with change, both politically and literally. Just 1 year earlier, the United States Mint had stopped using silver in its circulating dimes, quarters, and half dollars. The coinage system was in a major transition. Copper was king for pennies, but what most people didn't know was that 1965 was also the year when the mint faced production pressures, experimental coin blanks, and a rush to meet the nation's demands for small change. In that chaos, something extraordinary happened. A few special pennies left the mint floor unlike any others. The 1965 Lincoln penny, at first glance, looks like every other cent you've ever seen. The familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design so common that people barely noticed it in their daily lives. But here's the catch: the rare million-dollar examples are not ordinary at all. They carry secret minting errors or unique metal compositions that were never meant to be released. In some cases, planchets, those blank discs that become coins, were struck in the wrong metal, creating an ultra-rare collectible. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that the mint itself didn't know had slipped into circulation. Now fast forward to today. Coin collectors, treasure hunters, and even casual change checkers are on the hunt for these rare 1965 Lincoln pennies. The current record for one of these special era coins has reached an astonishing $2.3 million at private auctions. This is not hype, it's the reality of the numismatic world, where rarity, demand, and historical significance collide to push values through the roof. The 1965 penny's extreme worth comes from a combination of its condition, its unique minting characteristics, and the fact that so few of these special examples exist. Think about it. Millions of 1965 pennies were minted. Most of them are worth just 1 cent, maybe a few dollars if in perfect uncirculated condition. But somewhere out there, maybe in your home, maybe in an old coin collection you inherited, could be the jackpot penny that transforms your life forever. The thought is electrifying. So, how do you know if you have the lucky one? First, you need to look closely at the weight, the color, and the detail of the coin. Rare varieties from this year might be struck on leftover silver-colored planchets from 1964 dimes, or they may have deep, sharp details from an experimental strike. Others may show doubling in the lettering or unusual metal toning. If you find a 1965 penny that feels different in your hand, heavier, lighter, or just visually unique, it's worth getting it checked immediately by a reputable coin grading service. Professional grading can confirm whether you have just another penny or a life-changing fortune. The beauty of this story is that the hunt is still on. These coins are still out there, still turning up in the most unexpected places, at garage sales, tucked inside old coffee cans, even discovered by people who were simply rolling their spare change. The moment you learn about these rare coins, you can't help but start checking every penny you come across. It's human nature, the thrill of possibility. Imagine the moment you find one, you send it off for grading, and the results come back. A certified rare 1965 Lincoln penny, valued at over $2 million. In that instant, your life changes. Debts paid, dreams funded, and the story of your incredible find becoming part of coin collecting legend. It's a reminder that treasures aren't always buried deep underground. Sometimes, they're sitting right in the palm of your hand. The 1965 Lincoln penny teaches us that history is full of hidden gems, that luck can favor anyone who's paying attention, and that even the smallest piece of copper can carry a story worth millions. So, the next time you're handed change at the store, or you open that jar of coins you've been ignoring for years, remember this: one small cent could make you a millionaire overnight. Keep your eyes open, your mind curious, and your pockets just a little heavier, because the lucky penny is still out there, waiting for its. In the vast world of coin collecting, every now and then, a story emerges that feels almost too incredible to believe. A story where a small piece of copper, weighing less than 4 grams, can change a person's life forever. Today, we dive deep into one such story, the unbelievable tale of the 1962 Lincoln penny, a humble coin that in certain rare conditions has sold for a staggering $2.2 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.2 million for a single penny. This is the kind of find that can make someone rich overnight. Our journey begins in the early 1960s, a period when the United States Mint in Denver was producing millions upon millions of pennies. The Lincoln cent, bearing the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Grand Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was a familiar sight in pockets, purses, and cash registers across the nation. In 1962 alone, the Denver Mint struck over 1.7 billion pennies. Most of them were perfectly ordinary, worth exactly 1 cent, and destined to pass quietly through the hands of countless Americans without anyone giving them a second thought. But hidden among these billions was something extraordinary, a tiny handful of coins that would one day command a value most people could only dream about. How could such a common coin become so valuable? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and history. You see, coin collectors prize certain qualities above all else: flawless minting, unusual errors, and pristine preservation. A 1962 penny with sharp details, rich luster, and no scratches or wear is already worth far more than face value. But the real treasures are those that left the mint with unintentional mistakes, doubled dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, or unusual compositions. When such a coin survives untouched for decades, it becomes the holy grail for collectors. One such penny, a 1962 struck in perfect mint state with a rare double die obverse, made headlines when it crossed the auction block. The bidding was fierce. Collectors from around the globe knew they were looking at something almost mythic in the coin world. As the numbers climbed, the room grew tense. And then, the hammer fell at an astonishing $2.2 million. For the lucky owner, it was a life-changing moment. For the rest of us, it was proof that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. Imagine it: you're sorting through a jar of old change, maybe coins your grandparents saved in a dusty tin, and there it is, the glint of copper from 1962 with that tiny D beneath the date. At first glance, it looks like any other penny. But with the right magnifying glass, a trained eye, and a little bit of luck, you might notice something different, something special, something that could make you a millionaire. The thrill of coin collecting is that this isn't just a fantasy. Rare coins are still hiding in circulation today. Pennies, nickels, quarters, any one of them could carry a secret worth thousands, even millions. That's why enthusiasts all over the world keep searching, scanning, and inspecting every coin that passes through their hands. So, what should you look for if you happen to come across a 1962 Lincoln penny? Start with the basics. Check for sharp edges, deep and clear engravings, and a brilliant red or reddish-brown color that shows little to no signs of wear. Look closely for doubling in the date, the lettering, or Lincoln's profile. Check the reverse side for crisp details in the Lincoln Memorial, especially the tiny statue of Lincoln between the columns. And of course, if you suspect you've found something rare, have it professionally graded and authenticated, because that's the only way to unlock its true market value. The magic of the 1962 penny lies not only in its potential worth but in what it represents. A reminder that history is all around us, often hiding in plain sight. Every coin has a story, from the day it was struck to every pocket and palm it has passed through. Some stories, like that of the $2.2 million penny, are stories of chance, patience, and extraordinary luck. So, next time you're handed change at the grocery store or you stumble upon a forgotten coin jar in the attic, remember this. In the world of coins, even the smallest, most ordinary-looking piece can hold unimaginable value. That single penny in your hand could be your ticket to an entirely different life. Keep searching. Keep learning. Because the next lucky Lincoln penny could be out there right now, waiting for you to find it. The lucky 1952 Lincoln penny worth $2.1 million. Could you be holding one? In the world of coins, every collector dreams of finding that one special piece. A coin so rare, so valuable, that it could change their life overnight. And today, we are talking about one such treasure. A simple 1-cent coin from 1952, minted in San Francisco, that has shocked collectors and the market with its staggering value of $2.1 million. This is the story of the lucky Lincoln penny, and why it could turn you into an overnight millionaire. Picture this. It's the year 1952. Harry Truman is president, gasoline costs just 27 cents a gallon, and the Lincoln wheat penny is still the everyday currency in the hands of millions of Americans. That year, at the San Francisco Mint, millions of these copper coins rolled off the presses. To most people, they were just small change, used to buy a piece of candy or add to a jar on the kitchen counter. But hidden among those ordinary coins was something extraordinary, a tiny handful with unique characteristics that would one day make them worth more than gold. The 1952 penny is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat series, a design first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. These coins feature his bust on the front and 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent on the reverse. It's a design loved by collectors for its classic beauty and historical significance. But in 1952, the San Francisco Mint struck a relatively low number compared to other years, and certain rare examples left the mint with minting errors, pristine condition, or unique qualities that would elevate their value into the millions decades later. So, what makes a 1952 penny worth $2.1 million? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, demand, and condition. Among the millions minted, only a few have survived in perfect, untouched state, graded by experts as MS68 or higher. This means flawless surfaces, sharp details, and that rich original copper-red luster that makes the coin look like it was minted yesterday. On top of that, certain coins show dramatic minting errors, like doubled dies or off-center strikes, which make them unique, literally one-of-a-kind pieces. When these rare conditions meet the passion of determined collectors, the price skyrockets beyond imagination. Now imagine this. You're sorting through an old jar of coins in your attic. Maybe they belong to your grandparents. You pour them out on the table, and there it is, a 1952 penny with that tiny S mark just below the date. To the untrained eye, it's just another penny. But if you take it to a professional grader, and they confirm it's one of those ultra-rare examples in pristine condition, you could walk away with a check for millions. This is not a fantasy. It has happened before. One lucky collector who stumbled upon such a coin in near-perfect grade sold it for a jaw-dropping $2.1 million at auction. The thrill of finding such a coin is what drives treasure hunters, metal detectorists, and coin collectors alike. It's proof that incredible value can be hiding in plain sight, in something as ordinary as a penny. And here's the real shocker: these valuable coins are still out there. Many are sitting unnoticed in drawers, change jars, and old piggy banks. Some might even be in circulation today, passing from hand to hand without anyone realizing the fortune they hold. So, how do you spot one? First, look for the date, 1952, and check for the small S mint mark just below it, which stands for San Francisco. Then, examine the coin's condition. The sharper and shinier, the better. Look closely for any unusual markings, doubling in the letters or numbers, or off-center designs. Even without errors, a 1952 S in top condition can be worth thousands. But with a perfect grade or a rare minting flaw, that number shoots into the millions. It's an incredible thought that a coin meant to be worth just 1 cent could hold the power to change your entire life. The story of the 1952 S Lincoln penny is a reminder that history, craftsmanship, and pure chance can combine to create something truly priceless. And the best part? Anyone, anywhere, could be the next person to discover one. So the next time you get a handful of change, take a moment before you spend it. That dull copper coin in your palm might just be a 1952 S. It might just be your ticket to becoming a millionaire overnight. Because in the world of coins, luck doesn't knock, it jingles in your pocket.